Today is Saturday, February the 22nd, 2020. I am Julie Hankinson, and this is the view out my window. As you can see, today is an extremely stormy day, and we have the waves crashing on the shore, and the wind is howling. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. I think the birds are really enjoying coasting on the turbulence here. I've seen quite a few of them just having a little bit of fun. And it seems to me that when winds blow, you get change. And it seems that the winds of change have hit America and Korea and definitely Hong Kong as the COVID-19, the coronavirus, it is now growing exponentially in our countries. Some countries have definitely been luckier than others at keeping out potential sources of the infection. But I do believe that in the upcoming weeks and months, we will continue to see winds of change as our hospitals and our medical staff and our public service people, I'm talking everyone down from the water plants, wastewater plants, the utilities, our waste collectors, the people that are working in the restaurants, all the way to our nurses, our doctors. Everyone is going to become more cautious in their interactions. And I believe this will also trickle down to violence, and violence specifically aimed at those who are deemed the one extensions of the carriers. In this case, it would be the Chinese. And this will be making ethnic groups scapegoats. And we really need to be conscious in our interactions that we are not hurting others because we are afraid. And I know that is extremely difficult to do, because when we are afraid, we will at times lash out. We think we're being polite or we're being nice, but in a moment that can turn. And we really need to be conscious of our actions, and not just of how these actions are perceived, but if we are truly harming someone, we don't want to be the people that hurt others. I know we need to protect ourselves right now, and definitely I want to protect my family, but that doesn't mean that we need to lash out and harm others in the process. Yes, I do believe that we need to be very conscious of our medical protocols at this time. And I even believe that we need to be cautious of our technology, because we are also having technological upheavals. And as we progress to 5G, we will be incorporating new standards that we have not fully supported in the past. So there will be not just medical changes this year, medical storms, if you will. There will also be technological storms as we weather the uncertain terrain of transitioning to 5G on our systems, on our cell phones, because we don't have a universal platform. We have divisions between Europe and the US about how we're going to approach this. China has supply chain problems, which means that we may be transitioning to Vietnam for quite a few of our new sources, as we are perceiving that worldwide we are strategically vulnerable when we are sourcing all of our products from one country. So Vietnam seems extremely energetic and hungry at this time. They seem to have a capability for turning around and getting up to speed quickly. So I do anticipate that we will be looking to Vietnam for a lot of our new sourcing, where in the past we did look almost exclusively to China, and for a while we were increasingly approaching India. Again, this is one of those winds of change that is blowing on the horizon that I really do see that we will be buffeted with this year. Again, as I have said in the past, we will have supply chain disruption. We are already seeing this. It is not being factored into our stock market right now, as both China and the US are printing money fast and furious in order to prop up the stock market, because they are both extremely afraid of the repercussions of the epidemic, which does seem to be turning into a pandemic and is going to affect our economic stability. Already we see Germany and Italy are definitely in a recession, and the last thing we need or want is a recession during a time of presidential elections. So this will be very focused in the US. They will be printing money over time in order to prop up the stock market, so that there is not a stock dive, if you will, that we as the United States do not enter a recession during a presidential election. As I said, Germany and Italy, it's already happened there. And I think that we will see it increasingly in Europe, which is another reason that they will increasingly look to China for their technological advancements. And there is also the whole problem with the lack of trust that the American U.S. society is currently undergoing. Not just media, but technologically. Everyone seems to be afraid that everyone else is invading their privacy and spying on each other. And for that reason, there is a lot of infighting that is actually destroying the lead that we used to have in Silicon Valley. Now, these are just a few of the things that I have been observing, and you may or may not agree with me. I'd like to put them out there for discussion, for your observations, for you to consider, because where I am sitting, the view through out my window, I am seeing several turbulent winds, and this year they are going to be battling each other fiercely. And we need to prepare ourselves, our households, and even our stock portfolios, if you will. You need to prepare for these winds of change and the cyclones, the hurricanes, the typhoons that they will generate as they come together and just cause great turbulence. So, this is my 2020 forecast here, if you will, looking at the economic changes that we will see occurring both short-term and long-term, because we are definitely going to see some supply chain chaos in the very near term. It has already been occurring, as many of you've heard, with Apple and Ford and the other automakers. This is just the tip of the iceberg. It will continue to escalate. But as you know, whenever there's a problem, you always have multiple people jumping in to make a profit. And I really see that Vietnam has the potential to up their game and take a larger share of this market. It will be interesting to see who takes over the large production chain of pharmaceuticals. We will definitely need to watch that and watch the quality of the pharmaceutical changes occurring. So, one more time, I wish you all the best, and please do protect yourself and protect your family, and think about how you will protect yourself and your family this upcoming year from not only physical violence, but also from economic violence and technological violence. And these will be caused by the changes that are occurring even as we speak. Our world has just really become a snowball of change, and this current time of medical uncertainty, I think, has just been the catalyst to just create an avalanche as the weight of the snow will just come cascading down on all of us. So I wish you a good night, and I wish you good health and happiness, and also wealth and prosperity. Good night.